5 fights between Turkish actors that almost ruined their careers. Ever wondered whether those tense stares between Turkish actors were more than just acting? Buckle up, because what goes on behind the cameras is even more dramatic than what we see on screen. Hello, my loves. Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm bringing you a topic I had to share. The most jaw-dropping feuds between super famous Turkish actors. Yes, the same stars who play perfect couples in our favorite dizis, yet in real life couldn't stand each other. We're going to uncover hidden stories, social media unfollows, sudden exits from series, and legal dramas nobody dares talk about openly. And let me tell you, some of these cases left me speechless. Before we dive in, don't forget to leave a like if you love Turkish series as much as I do, and subscribe so you never miss a single piece of gossip, news, or recommendation from this world we adore. And of course, I want your take. Did you ever suspect real tension between the actors in your favorite show? Which of these feuds do you think is the wildest? Comment below. I read and reply to everything. All right, get ready, because this is going to be intense. Let's jump into the first case. Burak Özçivit and Neslihan Atagül, love on screen, ice cold off screen. When we think of couples who defined our obsession with Turkish dramas, Kara Sevda, or endless love, as many of us discovered it, is practically mandatory to mention. A story packed with passion, plot twists, and a romance that endured even death. But did you know that the sizzling chemistry between Kemal and Nihan didn't exist once the cameras stopped rolling? That's right. Burak Özçivit and Neslihan Atagül, the leads of this global smash, and the first Turkish drama to win an international Emmy, reportedly didn't get along behind the scenes. Although they never admitted it publicly, plenty of clues suggest their relationship was tense, strictly professional, and sometimes downright awkward. During filming, 2 full seasons that captivated audiences worldwide, everything looked perfect. Yet as soon as production wrapped, fans noticed something off. Burak and Neslihan unfollowed each other on social media. No farewell selfies, no public thank yous, something Turkish actors usually do after a hit project. The real bombshell dropped later, when actor Kadir Doğulu, Neslihan's husband, was asked on TV whether his wife still keeps in touch with Burak. His curt reply, "They don't communicate." That single sentence sent fans connecting the dots, convinced an off-screen feud was real. Since then, every non-interaction has been scrutinized. While no cause has been confirmed, rumors say Kadir's jealousy may have played a role. After all, the on-screen heat between his wife and Burak was so intense, many viewers believed it was more than acting. Add to that the strong personalities of both stars, each with a solid career, massive fandoms and firm opinions, and sparks, the wrong kind, were bound to fly. Some insiders claim the set was full of awkward silences, and that once filming stopped, each actor kept strictly to their own space. One thing is certain. Since Kara Sevda, Burak and Neslihan have never worked together again, nor been seen publicly side by side. No joint events, no new collaborations. The silence speaks louder than any statement. So, what do you think? Was it just professional friction, or something deeper? Could you have guessed that this iconic couple couldn't stand each other in real life? Drop your thoughts below. Halit, Ergen and Ruza Kocaoğlu, from glamour to the courtroom. Can you imagine 2 of Turkey's most beloved leading men facing a criminal sentence? That's exactly what happened to Halit Ergen and Ruza Kocaoğlu. Yes, 2 of the country's most admired actors found themselves caught in a controversy that rocked Turkey's artistic scene and sent shockwaves through the industry. Halit Ergen, the unforgettable Sultan Süleyman from Muhteşem Yüzyıl, Magnificent Century, and Ruza Kocaoğlu, known for hit series like İçeride and Çukur, were always seen as consummate professionals. But in May 2025, their image took an unexpected turn when they were convicted in a case linked to the most symbolic protest movement of the last decade in Turkey, the Gezi Park demonstrations. It all began back in 2013, when thousands took to the streets to protest government decisions that threatened freedom of expression and the environment. Many artists showed solidarity, including Halit and Ruza. They publicly voiced support, shared messages on social media, and even testified in defense of the demonstrators. What seemed like a show of social conscience later turned into a judicial nightmare. In 2025, both actors were charged with false testimony related to that legal process and sentenced to 1 year and 2 months in prison, though, fortunately, the sentence was suspended, so they didn't serve time. Still, the damage to their reputation was done. The news exploded in the media, unleashing a wave of reactions, some supportive, others critical. The case divided public opinion. Supporters argued the actors were victims of a system that punishes dissent. Critics said they crossed the line between art and politics. Either way, it was clear that even the most untouchable stars aren't safe when sensitive issues surface in Turkey. The backstage atmosphere changed too. Directors, producers, and fellow actors grew more cautious. Some projects were paused, and future collaborations with Halit and Ruza were put on hold for months. An industry that often prefers to avoid controversy was forced to take a stance. Question of the day. Do you think actors should stay neutral? Or do they have the right, perhaps even the duty, to speak out politically, even if it costs them their careers? Ibuki Busat, when speaking your mind costs you your career. Ibuki Busat is one of those actresses who shine all on their own. A former beauty queen and star of series like her Yerde Sen and Teşkilat, she won audiences over with her charisma, talent, and captivating smile. But behind that sweet, confident image lies a recent story that shows the steep price many Turkish artists must pay for speaking out: the controversy. In 2025, Ibuki found herself caught in a political and professional storm. It all began when a group of Turkish artists voiced their discontent with certain government decisions, especially those affecting artistic freedom, censorship, and the use of state-controlled platforms. The movement, which went viral on social media, launched a symbolic boycott of productions and channels run by the state. Ibuki didn't just support the boycott, she became one of its most visible faces. She shared posts, signed manifestos, and liked messages demanding greater transparency and less repression in the entertainment industry. The consequence? Her contract with Teşkilat, one of the most popular shows at the time, was abruptly terminated, silent erasure. There were no public explanations. Her character simply vanished. Her name was scrubbed from promotional material, and the episodes featuring her began mysteriously disappearing from TRT's streaming platform. It was as if someone were trying to erase her from the project altogether. This act of censorship, thinly disguised as a creative decision, did not go unnoticed. Fans were outraged, fellow actors defended her online, and independent media outlets cited the case as a clear example of the repressive climate behind the scenes of Turkish television. Ibuki's response. For Ibuki, the blow was hard. She later admitted in interviews that she went through an emotionally difficult period. Yet instead of staying silent, she used the experience to speak even louder about the importance of having a voice, refusing to bow to fear, and continuing the fight for artistic freedom. The bigger question. What happens when an actress not only performs, but also thinks, feels, and expresses opinions? Is it fair to punish her for that? Would you keep supporting an actress who was blacklisted for her ideals? Ibuki's story is not only a lesson in courage, it's also a mirror reflecting an industry where personal convictions can quickly turn into professional penalties. Cem Yiğit Üzümoğlu, the young rebel who stood up to power. Cem Yiğit Üzümoğlu isn't just another handsome face on Turkish TV. The star of Şakirpaşa ailesi has earned the public's respect not only for his on-screen talent, but also for his unwavering stance against injustice. In 2025, that resolve put him at the center of one of the most tense and talked-about moments of his career, from solidarity to detention. It all started when a group of Turkish actors and actresses joined a political boycott that shook the entertainment industry's foundations. The movement protested censorship, government pressure, and the lack of creative freedom many feel in the country's audiovisual landscape. Cem didn't just support it, he became one of its most visible faces. He was active on social media, met with fellow artists, and signed public declarations demanding urgent change. That visibility drew the authorities' attention, and soon, the backlash arrived. During a symbolic demonstration organized by artists in Istanbul, Tem was arrested by the police, yes, in 2025, for expressing an opinion, calling for freedom, and standing with his colleagues. The headlines exploded. Though he was released shortly afterward under judicial supervision, the fallout was immediate. Tension on the set of Shakir Pasha Ailesi skyrocketed. Professional fallout. Producers faced mounting pressure, sponsors threatened to pull support, and rumors swirled that the show might be canceled. While Sem wasn't written out entirely, his character's screen time noticeably shrank. Many see it as an indirect punishment for his activism. But Cem didn't back down. In later interviews, he made it clear he had no regrets. If, as an actor, I have a voice, then I must use it. Not just to entertain, but to stand up for what's right. That statement went viral, turning him into a symbol for a new generation of Turkish artists who refused to stay silent. The big question. This episode sparked a huge public debate. How politically involved should an actor be? Should they stay silent to protect their career, or risk everything for their principles? Sem chose the latter. And though he paid a price, he also won admiration as a courageous voice for change. What do you think? Do you admire Cem's bold stance, or feel he should have safeguarded his spot on the show? Would you continue supporting him as a fan, knowing what he faced for defending his beliefs? Let me know in the comments. Can Yaman, when one opinion erases you from the map? Talking about Can Yaman is talking about one of today's most international Turkish actors. With his imposing physique, overwhelming charisma, and hits like Dolunay, Erken Kush, and Bey Yanlış, he became a global phenomenon, especially in Italy, where his fame reached pop star levels. But in 2024, a single candid comment set off a bomb that still echoes through Turkish production houses. The interview that sparked the storm. During an interview with an Italian outlet, Can was asked where he felt more appreciated, Turkey or Italy. His answer was blunt. In Italy, I feel freer, more respected. I believe my career there has greater prospects. On the surface, a personal, sincere opinion. Yet in Turkey, it was viewed almost as an act of betrayal, the silent cancellation. The backlash was immediate. Nationalist social media accounts launched attacks, branding him ungrateful, and a digital boycott of his projects ensued. The most shocking case was the series El Turco, a high-budget historical epic streaming on Turkey's Gain platform. Within days, it was pulled without explanation, leaving thousands of fans unable to watch and sparking rampant rumors. Was it censorship? Political pressure? A payoff for speaking too freely? No one said it outright, but every sign pointed to institutional retaliation. Can Yaman went from national pride to an awkward pariah. Exiled by opinion. What's most striking is that this silent cancellation came not from scandal or misconduct, but from expressing where he felt most valued professionally. In an industry that often demands everlasting gratitude from stars who succeed abroad, Can broke an unspoken rule, and paid dearly. Since then, his Turkish appearances have been limited. He's focused his career overseas, especially in Italy, where he remains an idol. Some see this distance as a strategic move to avoid further conflict. Others call it a form of self-imposed exile. The big question. Can Yaman dared to speak what many think, but few voice? That outside their homeland, some actors feel more freedom and respect. Does that justify the harsh punishment he received? What do you think? Was the Turkish public and industry's reaction overblown, or should Can have been more cautious with his words? Let me know in the comments. When drama crosses over from script to real life, after hearing all these stories, who can still think that drama stays confined to the scripts? What we've uncovered today is yet more proof that the real lives of our favorite Turkish actors can be just as, if not more, intense than any telenovela. From silent feuds to real courtroom battles, political firings to sudden cancellations, It's clear the Turkish TV industry doesn't just produce unforgettable romances, it also harbors tensions and conflicts that rarely see the light of day. And the most striking part? Many of these cases remain mysteries. We'll never know the full truth. Only the fragments that leak through social media, interviews, and rumors confirmed by small gestures like an unfollow or an unexplained absence. But what does this teach us as viewers? First, a powerful lesson about what it means to be an artist in a country where speaking your mind can carry consequences. Second, it reminds us that no matter how perfect they look on screen, actors feel, suffer, and make mistakes just like everyone else. So if you ever fell in love with an on-screen couple only to find out they didn't even speak off-screen, don't worry. That's part of the charm of this world. Because, let's be honest, who doesn't love a good story behind the story? Now I want to hear from you. Which of these cases surprised you the most? Did you ever expect any of these actors to be wrapped up in such controversy? Do you think the punishments they faced for speaking out were fair? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I read everyone and love sharing theories and opinions with you all. And if you enjoyed this video, give it a like, share it with your friends who also love Turkish series, and don't forget to subscribe so you can keep discovering everything happening behind the curtain. Thanks for watching all the way to the end. I'll see you in the next video with more love, drama, and secrets from Turkey. Big kiss, and until next time.